you might love on one of our hosts. So, speaking of things that you absolutely love, I am in love with this Colette Climbing Rose. These pictures are unbelievable. Take a look at those blooms. Aren't they fantastic? This is something that produces twice, that's right, twice the number of blooms of an ordinary shrub bush, and look how it grows. This is so fantastic. And that color is that perfect pink. That's the only thing I can think of in terms of describing how pink this is. It's a perfect pink, and look at how it climbs. Again, it's taller than I am. I say that a lot, and I'm wearing 5-inch heels today. I just have to say, I'm not wearing small heels. This is a stunner of a plant.
It is a stunner, and yes, you're right. I mean, these are those large, old-fashioned blooms, 135 to 145 petals on each one. And what a sweet rose fragrance. Did you smell one yet?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't even have to lean in to smell it. I can stand right here and it's like hitting me in the face. This is what you want. I just want to hug it. Yeah. Of course, there are a little bit of thorns, but I don't care. I'll take one for the team.
Right.
Oh my gosh. It is. I feel like it's a distinct fragrance.
It is. Well, and every rose, you know, is a little bit different. This one does have what I think is a sweeter smell.
Sweeter,
it's still
for
a
sure.
Traditional rose fragrance, but it's sweeter. But right there, did you see all of those petals in
so many
each
petals.
one? Now, climbing roses are going to give you like 2 times more blooms than a traditional shrub rose, just because of its growing style, right? So, you know, they're also problem solvers, like any vine is, right? If you want to hide something unsightly, if you have a fence, if you have a neighbor, you know, something, and, you know, you're just trying to either block something or highlight something, climbing roses are fabulous. Now, the best thing about this one, again, you're not going to have to worry about it having to be brought inside. This is going to be hardy all the way through those cold seasons. Now, this one is going to be coming to you a little bit different than our mini roses. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of come over here and show you how to do it.
Did you want to stand on this side?
Yeah, probably. Okay, so basically, this is how it's going to come to you. Now, this is what we in the industry, this is what professionals get. This is called a bare root. The reason we get this is because when you go to a nursery and you are buying, let's say, you know, a 3-gallon rose, the majority of what you are buying is the dirt and that plastic container. They're typically only 1 year old, so they're not going to become a fuller, bigger size for years and years. This here, and this is important because I really want you to take notice the next time you go to a nursery. Look at the size of the stem on this rose. This is enormous. This is at least 3 years old. So don't be intimidated to get a bare root plant. Here's what you're gonna do with it, okay? I'm putting mine into a container here. It's great in the ground, it's great in a container. Just make sure it's big enough. So you're gonna make sure that the roots are down. The roots are easy to decipher because they got all these little hairs on them. So this is the bottom and this is the top. I'm simply going to just make a well in here, and I'm gonna put those roots down, okay? And then I'm going to be, and yes, I'm just doing this with my bare hands. I am a real and true gardener. If you guys ever see me with long nails, then you better call 911 because somebody is forcing me to do something I don't wanna do. But what we're doing here, Emily, is we're making sure to cover up all of those roots, because what we want is to make sure that the only thing sticking out of the ground is the stem itself here, right? I could take the time and fill it all the way up, I would, but I'd rather show you the pretty roses.
Sure.
So that's what we want to do, because we want to make sure that everything that was above the ground when it was in the ground is still above, and everything that was underground is still underground. And then we're gonna water it, okay? If you put it in a container, we're gonna make sure we water it. The bigger the container, the less often, as long as you're really giving it a lot of water. This is going to grow quickly, and the one behind us is about probably 2 years. I mean, vines are fast growers.
Yeah.
But you're going to be getting flowers on this the very first year.
And I wanted to let people know this. I have one of the roses, climbing roses, I should say, from Leaf and Petal, not the specific variety, but I wanted to let you know that if any time you're like curious as to how it grows, if you'd like to buy this today and you're curious, head to my social pages. I'm at Emily Lampa HSN. You can see the difference from when I planted it just about a little under 2 months ago and what I have in terms of growth. You will be astounded. And that is what Leaf and Petal is all about. Like everything that Carrie just said about being able to get that success, because it is a thriving plant. You might get it in a bare root state, but when you get it in the ground and start watering it and feeding it, you will be so enamored with how amazing the process is. And we want to make sure that this happens for you. We want to make sure that you get the opportunity to see how successful you can be with these plants, and it will happen fast. Carrie is 100% right. What you will get home is going to, for one, be super satisfying in that initial surprise, but then you will have this.
Yeah.
You are going to say, my goodness, is this for real? Because yes, at full maturity, you're getting 6 to 7 feet of height. I am 5'2" with a couple of inches in heels. But you get a spread too. If you decide to go a little bit and let it go, you can get 6 feet of spread.
I absolutely think so. And honestly, it'll grow even taller than that. If it has something to latch onto, it will keep growing. And so if you're gonna put it in a container, make sure you put either a little obelisk in there or a little trellis, just something for it to climb onto, because it's gonna love it. I mean, that is its growing style. But that's also why you're getting 2 times more flowers with that. Emily, when you were walking over here, I was dying to like take all of these rose petals and just sprinkle them on the ground, but I thought maybe the crew would. I thought maybe the crew would be a little upset about that. So I'm just going to keep them in my hand. But you can see how many petals.
So
this
many
has.
petals.
And,
it's
oh
so amazing. Yes.
I'm just going to bury my face in this.
This is what happens when